Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Salazar with the Better Business Bureau Education Foundation out of a very hot and sunny Houston, Texas. Thank you so much for joining us today. The BBB Education Foundation Scam of the Week for August 10th, 2020 is the ever-evolving grandparent scam. Now, I bet you're wondering, why on earth are we covering the grandparent scam? Almost everyone has heard of this one. Well, it's because it's still going strong and there's new versions of this scam and more money lost. Did you know in 2018, nearly $41 million was reported for the grandparent scam? And according to AARP, from 2015 through the first quarter of 2020, the Federal Trade Commission logged more than 91,000 reports of crooks posing as relatives or friends of the victim. That is why we're going to do this scam today and go over the changes through the years. So let's start from the beginning, the original scam for the grandparent scam. And it goes like this. The fraudster would call in a panic state claiming to be your grandchild. Oh, there's your grandson. We'll call him John, going to school and working hard. And there's a beautiful picture of you. But your grandchild doesn't sound like themselves. Oh no, John's been in a car wreck and he broke his nose and he doesn't sound like himself at all. And he's so afraid to call his parents. He's so embarrassed because in the car they found illegal drugs and it was just a one-time use and he just doesn't know what to do and he needs your money. But guess what? It's a scammer. That's the original scam. Something like that. Something where your grandchild doesn't sound like themselves because of a car wreck, an emergency, you name it, they'll do it. But in reality, it's an actual scammer. Let's review this scam through the years and see the different changes. One is an alleged kidnapping. Oh no, Charlie's been kidnapped, and the kidnapper will actually call the grandparent, not letting them talk to Charlie, and they need $5,000 or they're going to do horrible things to Charlie. Or your grandchild's in the military and they're stationed overseas and they lost their wallet and their cell phone and they call and they need money immediately. They're in jail. Oh no, it's spring break and they were having such a good time and they had a little too much to drink and mom and dad can't know. Can you please give us $5,000? They default on their student loans. They're doing everything and anything possible to go to school, but they need help and they don't want to be kicked out of school. They need an emergency surgery. Oh no, if they don't have the surgery, they might get an infection and it's going to be horrible. And mom and dad can't know because it's from that tattoo and it's getting infected and it looks really bad. Those are the scams through the years. But wait, with scammers, there's always more. Jail time. We just talked about this one, but there's more. Scammers will actually impersonate the police. That's right. They will pretend to be police. For example, the police officer or the grandchild can't get a hold of the parents, so the police officer has to call you. And then the officer might even give you their name and their badge number because they want to look legitimate. They want to look like a real police officer, so why wouldn't they give you a badge number? If you don't pay up, then guess what? Your grandchild will spend the night in jail and we have horrible conditions. Horrible conditions. And they might only get bread and water. And guess what? Coronavirus. Scammers will prey on anyone, especially if they just lost a loved one. Scammers are very evil people, and it's very sad that they would even think to do this, but they do. What they do is they will contact someone that just lost a spouse. And what they will do is the grandchild will need money to attend the funeral. But wait, they won't just ask you for travel expenses. They're even going to ask you for new clothes and new shoes because they don't want the family embarrassed. They don't want you embarrassed by their worn out attire. And also, they will even be so bold to say, you know what, I need a haircut. Can you lend me a few extra dollars? I really don't want the family to see me looking like this. And let's not forget coronavirus. Unfortunately, we cannot escape this topic anywhere in our life. And yes, coronavirus now is part of the grandparent scam because there's your grandchild is stuck in another state for 14 days and they didn't plan on getting stuck in another state and they're out of funds and they need a place to stay and they don't want to go to the shelter. They need money for treatment. Oh no, they have coronavirus. They need money to go to the hospital because they don't have insurance. Or they need cleaning and protective supplies. They can't afford masks. They want to go to work, but they can't afford the gear to keep them safe. Or they lost their job because of coronavirus and they need your help. Scammers are also using technology to get you to fall for this scam. Never, ever, ever trust emails or text messages asking for money. Even if it looks like it's your grandchild, it's probably not, because guess what? Scammers can and will hack emails and they can steal the phone numbers of your grandchildren and put it in the caller ID. That's called spoofing. Also, don't open the message. Scammers can and will load viruses to your computer. And yes, your computer can get very sick and even die. Scammers can hack emails and spoof phones. We just went over that. They're very good at this. That's what they do. And you believe it's your grandchild, but it's not. The best way is to have direct contact. But wait, there's more. And this one is very, very, very scary, my friends. Scammers do their research. Scammers will do everything and anything they can to find out everything about you and your grandchild. They go to social media, they go online, and they find out things. They find out, for example, the name you go by. For example, some grandparents go by Gigi or Grammy or Pawpaw or Peepaw, okay? Scammers find out your specific name that you go by, and they will call you by that. They will find out what your grandchild does for a living. They will use that. They will do anything they can. For example, you may get a call at midnight, and it goes like this: Gigi, it's Jennifer, and I've lost my wallet. I was working the late shift at, the restaurant, and I don't know what to do. And it sounds just like Jennifer, but it's not, because guess what? Scammers have a new technology, my friends. It sounds like your grandchild because if they ever loaded a video, done a speech, anything that their voice recorded, scammers have the technology to take their voice and mimic it and put words together where it sounds like that you're talking to your grandchild, but you're not. We've had several of these calls at our office where consumers really believed it was their grandchild, but it's not. It's not. A way that you can stay safe is to have a code word. And a code word is any word that you want it to be and only tell your family. So when you get this call from the scammer, say, what is my code word? Change your code word often, usually every 6 months, and only tell your close friends and relatives. And whatever you do, don't post your code word online. Let's go over the tips you need to know to stay safe from these scammers. First off, screen all of your calls. Second, don't call the number back, because what if the number is a long distance number to another country? You will have long distance fees. Not only that, I can promise you it's a spoof number. The scammer put in a fake number in your caller ID. Don't make a fast decision. Don't get all panicked. Take a deep breath. Think about what's going on. Never, ever, ever send gift cards, wire transfers, or prepaid debit cards. This should always be a red flag. If your grandchild asks for a gift card, that's definitely a red flag that this is a scammer. Also, call your loved one direct. Not only that, be involved in your loved one's life. Know what's going on. And that way, that can also let you know if it is a scammer. Do not reply to the email, because again, scammers can and will hack into your computer. They can even log your keystrokes and figure out your checking account information and other sensitive information. So don't reply to that email, because they will load a virus to your computer. Ask personal questions that the stranger couldn't possibly answer. For example, ask, Johnny, how are the babies doing? How's Stevie? Well, guess what? Johnny's not married. Johnny doesn't have kids. Ask questions that the scammer would not know. Have a code word. We just went over that. A code word will save you every time. And last but not least, Don't post personal information on social media because scammers will find it. And remember, scammers know personal informations, names, and whereabouts that they most likely got on social media. We just said that. Then to speed things along and get their hands on your money as soon as possible, they have taken to sending a carrier right to your door to claim your cash. Yes. These scammers have become so bold, my friends, that they will even get a carrier to come to your door to collect the money. Don't fall for it. If you need to report the grandparent scam, please contact the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. I have their information on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me today for Scam of the Week. Again, my name is Jennifer Salazar with the Better Business Bureau Education Foundation, and I'm also the director of the Texas Senior Medicare Patrol. We have the grant for the whole great state of Texas, all 254 counties. If you ever need our assistance, please give us a call at 888-341-6187. You can always contact me directly at 713-341-6184 or at my email at jsalazar@bbbhou.org. Until next week, stay safe and stay cool. Thank you and have a great week.